had a lot of questions asking me, well, why no fat and why no salt? Just your typical morning of me having 16 ounces of lemon water, B12, liposomol C, and then my 32 ounces of celery juice. After drinking my celery juice, I had a banana, and then my husband and I headed out for a little bit, and we took a little walk to the mall. After all of that exercising, I was quite hungry, and it was time to refuel my body with some glucose. So, what better way to do it than with some banana ice cream? So here, I'm just taking some frozen bananas, putting it in the food processor, and blending it until smooth. Then I added some frozen organic raspberries and some frozen organic wild blueberries, adding in some antioxidants to my lunch. Just mix them all together and place them in a bowl, and you are done. It looks and tastes so delicious. It was so good that my husband even ended up having some. So yesterday I had spoke about all the different phases that I went through with my different diets and changes in the way I eat, covering from the very beginning of when I first started this healing journey up until today. And I actually had a lot of questions as far as why no fat and why no salt. And let's touch the salt one first. I had learned from one of Anthony William, the medical medium, which is all where I get my information on how to heal and how to help myself be in the best possible healthy state that I can. He said in a Facebook Live or Instagram Live about salt acting, well, it's not that salt is bad. What I got from it was that when the body has too much salt and the liver can't flush it out, it basically pickles the liver. And we don't want pickling to happen. And what I mean by pickling, because people are going to be like, well, what does pickling mean? So basically the liver it gets like shriveled and hard, you know, like how when you have a grape versus like a raisin. And that's the best way that I can explain it to have a better understanding when he said it pickles the liver. So basically for me, what I got from that is that the liver isn't going to be working as properly. Now, let's go into fat, because fat's a whole different thing. So basically, let's start from what the liver does. The liver basically cleans your blood before it goes anywhere into the body. Well, basically straight from the liver it goes to the heart. And the heart is going to pump your blood throughout your body. So your liver is like your first blood cleanser that the blood goes through. And when you are dealing with a liver that is overburdened or is clogged or is fatty, liver can't clean the blood as easy as it should be, making the liver work harder, putting stress on the liver, and not being able to filter out what's coming out as clean. So if you are someone who is dealing with liver that has a ton of toxins inside, pesticides, maybe it has a lot of heavy metal trapped in there, and there could be all kinds of things, viruses, bacteria. It's basically a filter system. So it catches all the terrible things that you don't really want, including fat that you don't want in your blood. When your blood is fatty, it is thick and sludgy, so it doesn't travel through the body well, making it harder for your heart to pump it out, which sometimes can be the reason why you have high blood pressure, and then everything doesn't function as well. So the liver is like so important as far as helping you to filter out these sorts of things. But if it is full, whether you were born that way, you can actually come into this world with an already full liver of toxins and pesticides and viruses from your parents that has been passed on from them, or maybe poor eating habits. You may have high fat diet. Also being in an environment where there is lots of toxins just airborne, or what you use, like fragrances. There's many different things that the liver filters out. So things that you can't control, okay? Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But the liver is there to filter all those things out. And so over time, or from the very beginning, like myself, I believe that my liver from the very beginning was already full from my parents, which is why I had eczema from the very, like when I was a baby. And so it is super important for someone like myself who has already an overburdened liver or a fatty liver to eat a diet with low or minimal fat, because that allows the liver to work on dumping out whatever's inside of the liver versus the new stuff that you're trying to add through, because it can only do so much. It's just like a human being. It can only work on so many things, so it has to prioritize. So if you're feeding the body a fatty or a high fat diet and your liver is full already, it's gonna try to filter out the first thing that comes through, which is the immediate food that you're eating, because it has to do that. And it's just gonna keep storing until it can't store no more and it can't filter anymore. And so that's why it's so important to minimize or lower your fat intake, to allow your liver to be able to work on getting out the stuff that's already stuck in there and is existing. And so for myself, I've been eating a low fat, sometimes more, sometimes less. But now that I have cut out all fat, I'm gonna tell you, it has made a huge difference in my healing. Like so many, I haven't felt fatigued in all of these. Since I started this whole thing, I have not felt fatigued at all. Another thing that I have learned from Anthony William is that the liver also is connected to that adrenal gland, and adrenal glands are another part that is super important to take care of, because when the adrenal glands do not work properly and they misfire adrenaline, they either give out too much or not enough adrenaline, it can cause havoc in the body. Adrenaline itself, if the body cannot filter it out, is toxic. And so when dealing with a fatty liver or a high fat diet, if the liver already is having a difficult time flushing out the fat, then the adrenal glands will kick in and dish out more adrenaline so that it can have energy to push through and dump out the fat that's collecting in there. So there's two things that are happening. And I just recently learned about this. I actually learned it from Breaking Free with Whitney. She has a YouTube channel. She has an Instagram. And it opened my eyes to so many things, because when I had a consultation 2.5 years ago with Anthony, he told me that I had Epstein Barr Virus, a little bit of it, and he told me, make sure you take care of your liver and your adrenal glands. And I didn't quite understand. Well, I mean, I understood, but now I really understand what he means by taking care of my liver and my adrenal glands, because yes, I have a viral issue, but most of this, that's why it's keeping the virus there, or keeping, like, not being able to flush out the neurotoxins as quickly, is really because of my liver. So now I get it, and I wish I had paid attention earlier, but you know, however this happens, you know, I understand. I am one that believes that whatever happens for a reason. So I don't know, right now the whole like Oprah's aha moment totally happened when I realized what he meant by take care of my liver and adrenal glands, because I am feeling it right now. Like, I feel great. Like, I cannot tell you, like, as much as I miss eating fat and I want to eat it, I feel fantastic. So I think I'm gonna give this a try, but I think for these next 100 days, like I told you I was going to document my journey for 100 days, I think I'm going to stick to the no fat. I don't know about how long I'll stick to the no salt, but definitely the no fat. And the reason for that is because I want to speed up this healing process, and I want to flush out and get whatever, I want to get my liver healthy so that I can, if in the future, your body can process a little bit more fat. I'm not saying that I will definitely be eating like this for the rest of my life, but and I'm not telling anyone else to do that too. Everyone's liver health is different. Just for myself, my liver health is quite poor. So I'm doing the no fat for the next 100 days. And I'm really excited to see how much healing my liver will have from this. But I can already tell you guys, just from doing it for about almost 3 weeks, I feel fantastic. Like, I've never felt like this for a long time. So as much as I want to eat the fat, like I said, I am going to omit it for the next 100 days. And I'm really excited for my healing. Hope you guys will join me. In the afternoon, I had a sweet and salty snack, which was an orange and some Dulce flakes. For dinner, I just had some cucumbers and steamed potatoes. I was pretty full after dinner, so no dessert for me. That was it for the day, you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.